Friends, you have requested this video, and here I am making a video for you all about how to sell linens online. Selling linens is one of my best-selling categories on eBay and PoshMark. If you're new here, I'm Quenby. I'm a part-time reseller. I've been selling on eBay for 13 years. I'm a full-time psychotherapist and a part-time reseller. It's a really great combination, actually. And one of my favorite categories to sell in is linens. So we are going to dig in. I'm going to share with you everything I've learned in all these years so that if you're in a situation where you see some linens, you might say, maybe you're at a thrift store and you're normally a shoe seller and you look through all the shoes, there's nothing there, but you cruise on down this aisle that has things like sheets, pillowcases, towels, placemats, that sort of thing, and you take a look and you go, oh wait, why don't I look at these linens? Quenby at the Grateful Queen shared with me that she can sell a Ralph Lauren sheet for 30 bucks pre-owned, so why don't I check and see? And the great thing about linens is they're usually not marked up at the thrift store. It's not a very competitive market. Other resellers aren't fighting you at the bins for the linens. So I figured the best way to share this with you is to show you what I have sold. That way I can talk to you about brands to look out for, fabrics to look out for, country of origin, all the little details that help me decide whether to buy these linens. So let's dive right in. Why don't I start with this one because it's just fun. This is a set of thievery towels. Have I ever heard of thievery? No, I absolutely have not. But what they did say was made in France on them. Any linen that says made in France is definitely worth looking up. They were also made of linen. Linen, anything that you find, pillowcase, sheet, towel made of linen, is worth looking up. I sold this set of 2 towels, French provincial linen kitchen dish towels made in France for $29.99 plus $5.99 shipping for a couple of towels that I found at the bins. You'll probably recognize this pattern right away. These are Lilly Pulitzer sheets. And so that's a great brand, Lilly Pulitzer. This was actually a duvet cover and pillowcases. What's a duvet cover? That's that thing that you put your comforter inside. It usually buttons up. I sell a lot of duvet covers, so keep your eye out for those. They're a little bit more valuable than just sheets. So this sold for $99 on PoshMark. I'm excited that some of my linens are also selling on PoshMark. Currently, I only sell on the platforms eBay and PoshMark. I don't know how they do on Etsy or Mercari because I haven't sold over there. These sold for $99 and they sold extremely fast. So you can take a look like at my cover photo here. A lot of people ask me that. How do you photograph them? With sheets or a duvet cover, I usually spread it out like on my couch or on my bed so that I can get a good shot of the entire thing. I take a close-up of the print because sometimes it's a little hard to tell. Usually my cover photo is just the duvet or sheet or pillowcases folded up. I take them right on my couch. Another helpful tip for your listings is to put measurements in there. Hopefully the tag has the measurements. That's always a bonus. Or it'll say standard or king or queen, but sometimes they still want the measurements. So then I have to spread it out on the floor somewhere and take the exact measurements. So that's a little tip to put measurements in. This is something different. This is a vintage blanket. I love selling throw blankets, things that I think somebody who's really interested in interior design might pick up for a client or something. This had the old tag on it. It was vintage Churchill weavers. It was made of virgin wool and mohair. And look at this amazing pop of color. I noted that it had a fringe. This sold for $49.99. I got it at the bins, plus they paid shipping, sold really fast. This had great material, wool and mohair, something to look out for, great style, and this stuff sells so great on eBay. eBay's the type of platform where you can sell things on keywords and style terms. So that was an excellent sale as well. This is a recent sale, and again, I'm gonna note that made in France, linens made in France, excellent thing to pick up. This was a single sheet by this brand. I'd never heard of it. You don't have to know all the brands, you just have to know how to spot characteristics of the item or quality. It just said Yves Saint Laurent Paris, made in France. It was a white plaid sheet. I listed it and someone sent me an offer right away for $35. And I said, geez, I mean, literally, I think they probably had a saved search set up on eBay because it was like a minute after I listed it. So I went back and looked at sold comps and I was like, I'm going to put mine up to $75 on eBay. The very same day, I got an offer on PoshMark for $50 for one single sheet. I took that offer. I'm extremely happy. I paid $2 a sheet at the bins. At the thrift store, you might pay a few dollars, and they're easy to list, they're easy to store, they're easy to ship. I really recommend selling linens, even if it's not your thing. It's just good to have the knowledge. That way, if you're somewhere, if someone's giving away some linens, and you're like, oh, geez, these are made of linen. Quenby at the Grateful Queen said any linen that's made of linen is worth checking out. It might just be an extra tool in your toolbox, extra things that you might find. Here's another great brand. I pick up almost anything Pottery Barn. Again, this was a duvet cover, Pottery Barn full queen duvet cover. It sold in 24 hours. It sold for $59.99. Plus $13.49 shipping for a duvet cover. These are some pretty good sales. This is a lot higher. Like for me to have a $60 clothes item, I might get like one of those a month. But in linens, it's much more possible. This is one of my best linen sales. Again, do you see a theme here? These said Le Jacquard Français, Primrose Border. It was a set of 8 napkins. I just thought they were interesting, so I looked at them, said made in France. Let me check this out. My title was Le Jacquard Français, napkin set of 8, Chinese Mekong, because that was what was written on the tag. France Primrose Border. They sold for $99, my friends. $99 plus $8.99 shipping for a set of 8 napkins. I'd never heard of the brand. It wasn't a style that particularly I said these are gorgeous. It was that made in France on there. Another great brand to pick up, Ralph Lauren. This was a vintage Ralph Lauren flat sheet. It was a gingham print. It was a full queen. It sold for $29.99 plus $8.99 shipping. So someone is paying $40 for one single Ralph Lauren sheet. I've sold a lot of Ralph Lauren. Always look it up, vintage, modern. What I've learned is that people collect the patterns and prints. So I would suggest if you pick one up, do a little eBay searching for your type of pattern or print. I've sold a ton of Ralph Lauren. Sometimes I've sold a pillowcase, single pillowcase for $30 because somebody has that set and they want a replacement and they don't sell it in the stores anymore. Another great brand is Craton Barrel. This again was a hemp and linen are very similar sheet. Craton Barrel 100% linen hemp natural queen sheet. One sheet, friends, made of linen, sold for $39.99 plus $13.49 shipping for one sheet that I got at the bins for $2 on. I could go on and on. I have a whole folder of this stuff. Williams Sonoma is another great brand. Tommy Bahama. Restoration Hardware. These are all excellent brands to look out for in the linens world. So I hope that gives you a little bit of information on selling linens. Trying to think of any other questions I sometimes get. How do you photograph? I think I answered. I usually just lay the sheet out somewhere, take a photo of as much of the full thing as I can, maybe the measurements, and then I just fold it up and set it on something, and I do a close-up. It's really pretty easy, just like photographing any other hard good or clothing item that you have. They're easy to find, they're not that expensive, and they can bring really good money. So please let me know if you have any. I'm sure I missed something, so let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I will definitely answer those for you. Share with us if you have any linens that have sold well, brands or style or fabric or anything that could help us all out. I'm always learning all the time. I've been selling 13 years. I still look stuff up all the time. So we'd love to hear from you in the comments. Be sure to like the video and subscribe on the way out. Bye. Friends, here I am, that's kind of funny. Friends, I am finally, no, that doesn't sound good.